I accidentally went ghost for 2 months and I totally did not plan it, but I figured I could tell you guys where I've been, what I've been up to, and also show you guys this makeup look, which I know it looks very similar to a lot of the makeup that I do because I am someone who kind of sticks to what I know. I have learned a few tips and tricks on how to make the skin look a little bit more refreshed, give a little bit more of a youthful glow, and kind of help to just accentuate your features more so than cover them up and have them look like you're wearing too much makeup or too heavy. I feel like as I am getting older, I don't want to wear a ton of makeup, but I still want to look put together and not like my face is like dragging down or my under eyes are super dark and hollow. So I have a few tips for you guys. If you want to see how to get this makeup look, then go ahead and just keep on watching. I'm gonna start off with my brows like right now because I have not laminated them in a bit. They are a little bit more annoying to work with, so I'm just gonna use some of the Got To Be Glued and use that to set my brows. Normally I would use my NYX one, which is really good. If you guys haven't tried this one, it's a really, really good one, but I feel like right now because I have very stubborn and very thick, coarse brows, the glue is the only thing that works for me. Anywho, the reason why I it wasn't an intentional step back to leave YouTube for the last 2 months. I didn't even know it's been 2 months, to be honest. I thought it had been like a month since I last posted, but apparently my last video about PCOS was 2 months ago. Yeah, I was actually quite shocked when I saw that. The reason, I think, because again, it was unintentional, was just that I've been so extremely busy with everything, like life and work. We did take a few trips, which was really fun. I got to go see Backstreet Boys for the first time ever, like live out my little childhood dream. That was super cool because we saw them in the Sphere in Vegas, which was really, really cool. And it was actually the first time that I got to do what we called the little old lady Vegas, because we didn't really do anything super crazy, like we weren't out at the clubs or anything like that. No kind of Vegas like I used to do in my 20s, that's for sure. It was just a very chill time. We just kind of like went to some yummy restaurants. We walked around Fremont because I really wanted to see Fremont since I had never seen it before. Got to experience that. Me and my friend Priscilla, we ended up going on the zip line, which was really fun because they have a zip line that goes above like Fremont. And then yeah, we got to see Backstreet Boys. I think it was honestly like just such a chill time, which I think we needed, especially to be traveling, because July was kind of filled with a good deal of travel for me. So it was nice to have a trip where we didn't really have to do a ton. It was just more so like relaxing and hanging out. And then also in July, I went to Warped Tour, which was another one of my little childhood dreams for sure. It was really, really cool because we got to see some bands that I never thought I would ever get to see, like Hawthorne Heights, A Day to Remember. We saw Bowling for Soup, which was like one of my old school favorites for sure. I'm using this, don't mind the eyelash glue that's on it. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Oh no, I just realized I've been filming this the wrong way. I was filming it like YouTube short style, not YouTube style. So that sucks, but it's all good. So far, I just did my brows and I just put on my primer. I do want to put a little bit of this. This is the Professional Smooth Sip Lightweight Smoothing Moisturizer for Pores. I did try this under my eyes the other day and I thought it really looked nice and helped my makeup sit a little bit better because I don't know, y'all, like I think it's just because I'm getting older. I'm starting to see a lot more like wrinkles, especially in this eye, which I think is odd because I sleep on like my left side. You would think it'd get more on my left side, but I'm definitely starting to see it more so on my right side, and I am not a fan. I gotta do what I can to make sure I keep my under eyes looking young because, you know, they say that's like the first place you start to age because the skin around your eyes is so thin and so sensitive that you'll definitely see a lot more signs of aging. So I'm in the market for a good eye cream as well. I'm gonna try this peptide one that I saw. I was saying we went to Warped Tour. We got to see some bands that were like some of my old school faves for sure. I'm gonna just take a little bit more of the primer now that it's got some moisturizer, and I'm gonna put the primer under the eyes as well. So yeah, that was definitely a fun experience. It was like me, Cody, my sister, her boyfriend, my friend Jonathan, and then one of my coworkers. He actually lives out in Ohio, but he came down and met us. And then it was my basically family, like my brother-in-law, I guess. He's my nephew's dad, but he's not married to my sister. But anyway, it was him and his girlfriend, who's also basically family. So it was a really good time. It was with good people. We had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I forget like how fun little like music concerts and things like that could be, or music festivals can be. And I don't do them enough, I feel. So I feel like I want to like try to do that more. I'm looking into this one that's happening in Arizona around the time of my birthday, which is called Party in the Park. This is the blush I'm using. This is Sun Blush in Sunlit 10 by It Cosmetics. That one, oh, and also, if you guys see this, I burned myself with my curling wand. So just ignore that. It's gonna be like, I think they announced Pitbull, Lil Jon, Shaggy, I'm trying to think who else. I don't know. But of course, leaning into the millennials, I feel like a lot of stuff is catered to us these days because they know we'll pay for it and we'll do it because we like to have anything that gives us like a sense of nostalgia to our younger days for sure. But I think I really want to do that, and I think it would be super fun, and I could hang out with some of my friends that are in Arizona for my birthday, because I used to go back to Arizona for like a week for my birthday, but I feel like, I don't know, it's a lot harder now, I think, to travel a lot because I don't like getting out of routine for one, but also our puppies are getting older. They're not even puppies, our dogs are getting older. They're senior pups, and I feel like I don't like to be gone too long because, I don't know, I just feel like they just know that you're gone for a long time and it's kind of sad. And then we just have to worry about if they're okay. And obviously we get somebody to watch them, but you know, nobody can watch your dogs like you watch your dogs. So, and Punchy's getting older and he's starting to fall a lot more. So I feel like that makes it also a little bit scary for us not to be home. And this one is Light Rose. This is the Catrice Under Eye Brightener in Instant Awake. I've been using this and I've been really liking it because I heard that if you use a color corrector underneath, it'll help with some of this like darkness. I don't know if you guys can see it because I have the light like directly on, but there is some darkness in the hollows of my eyes. And again, I think a lot of that is, well, the dark circles is probably from my lack of sleep, but I think a lot of like the hollowness and the under eye wrinkles is just from aging. So I'm trying to look a little bit more awake and youthful. So I like to put this little under eye corrector slash brightener, and I kind of focus it towards the inner corner, but then blend it out across the eye. I didn't mention this, but I put the blush on first and then I do the concealer afterwards. That way we can just kind of like seamlessly melt the blush into the rest of the skin, because I'm not going to do like a full face of foundation. I'm only going to put it in certain spots. So I like to do this to just kind of make everything blend together. But we're also trying to plan a trip for my sister's birthday, and she wants to go closer to Halloween, which my birthday is November 3rd, so it's very close to Halloween. Trying to make sure that I can plan everything out in a way that's like not going to be super expensive for everyone. That'll be probably the plan, because I really, like I said, I really want to get into doing like a little bit more of like concerts and music festivals that I actually enjoy, not crazy ones. I did EDC for New Year's, and that was something that I would never do again. I enjoyed it to an extent, but it's just a little too much for me. I'm not the type that likes to be out all night like that, and I don't partake in other recreational things, if you catch my drift. Now I'm using, this is light beige. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This one is a little bit more of a like similar skin tone to me, and I like to use that because, again, I read that if you use a more skin toned concealer, it'll help really balance out that darkness from the under eyes, but also look a lot less like cakey and like you have too much makeup on. So just pressing this into my skin and kind of also running it down my nose. And then I like to look up so that way I can get it in those creases. But yeah, what else has been going on? Oh, so I think the biggest reason that I had to take a little break, he already went out, was because I've just been super busy with work. Like, it's been extremely overwhelming. I took on this new client, and I mean, I say new, but we've literally had them for a year now. This September will be a year. But I took them on a year ago, and a lot of their stuff is just really behind when it comes to like technology and just how they do things. And so it's been a struggle for sure, like taking on this client, and it's been causing a lot of grief for myself, for our service desk, for the client themselves. Like, it's just been a lot, and I feel like because of that, it's caused me to be like very overwhelmed, very stressed out, working like way more than I need to, especially for this client. So that's kind of taken up a lot of my time as well, because I feel like sometimes I don't have anything left to give, not even to myself, because I feel so like depleted of energy and everything when I deal with them. So that's been a huge thing for me as well, is just trying to like find my healthy balance again when it comes to work and things that I love, like, you know, doing the videos and doing some stuff for like my own little side projects, which I haven't fully told you guys about yet because I'm really trying to like make sure it all works out, you know, but I'll give you guys like a little snippet about it in another video. I don't want to get too into it with this one because then this video will be a million hours long and I'm already hitting like 10 minutes. So let's just keep it going. But yeah, back to the purpose of like lightening up under the eyes. I just take a very light concealer. This is Ultra Creamy Light Sand, Shape Tape Ultra Creamy. And I focus that mostly on the inner corner of the eye and kind of drag it down to the nose. And then I kind of like run a little bit over the eye. But I don't know if you guys can see, it's already starting to like really lighten up under the eye there. Don't worry, like I said, we're gonna blend everything together. I'm gonna take just a tiny bit more of my blush, very, very little, like that. You guys see that? And I'm just going to blend it over that concealer towards the outer corner. Okay. I actually saw another trick for under eyes that if you like spray your setting spray, then you put your concealer and you let it dry and then you rehydrate it with your setting spray, that's supposed to also help. I don't know, because I've never tried it and I already started doing my makeup, so I don't know if it'll really work, but I think what we'll try to do is maybe layer it. I just don't want it to look cakey, so we'll see. I'll let this dry and see how it looks and then we'll figure it out. As I'm letting that dry, we will work on doing some of the other parts of the face. So I'm just gonna use the IT Cosmetics CC cream. This, I don't know what color this is, but I like it. I like using this because it's pretty lightweight and it's good for the summertime. I know we're gonna be moving into the fall here, but it's still pretty warm in California, so it's definitely good for the summertime just because, like I said, it is more lightweight and it has SPF 50 in there. Oh no. But yeah, I like having a little bit of extra SPF if I can. I do like my regular SPF after my moisturizer, and then having this on just adds like another layer of protection. So blend that out with my brush. Now this one, I think it's one that's better if like you use your hands or a sponge. I just don't really have a sponge anymore. What I do is I just lay it down with the brush and then I just go in with my fingers and really just blend it out. And right here I have to be super careful. I will go back in with that same brush that I used for my foundation and just kind of blur the two together. There's no extra product or anything like that. I'm just really blurring the concealer into the blush. Something else that I looked into was putting your blush more like towards the back, higher up portions of your cheekbone, because it'll make you look a little bit more youthful as opposed to dragging the blush down into like your apples or lower parts of your cheek, because it can kind of drag your face down, especially as you age. So I've been focusing it mostly up in the higher portions of the cheekbones and even kind of blending it in towards the eyelids and the temples. I feel like it's been working pretty well. Now I'm going to set the under eyes, and I've been using the Catrice Under Eye Brightener Setting Powder. So these two together I feel like have been a holy grail for me, and I really like them. And I like that it has like a nice, like a very soft pink, but not too pink or shimmery hue to it for the powder, because I feel like it just helps to really blend all of this together. Like, see, I think it looks really smooth. The only thing, like I said, is just that my under eye creases, girl, they're intense. But I am going to be 34 this year, and I've never had any kind of like cosmetic work done, not even like Botox. So I feel like it's not too bad, but I don't know. I'm also getting to that point where I'm like, I don't like how that's looking. So I'm gonna try as much as I can to use products and hope that that does what I need, because otherwise I feel like I want to get Botox or something under my, no, they don't do Botox. Well, they do Botox for your eyes, but more so for like your crow's feet. I have a friend, and my best friend actually just did it. They did the FPRP. I don't know exactly what it's called, but they do that for their under eyes, and I actually feel like it looks really nice. But it's something that you have to do like multiple sessions, and it's not a cheap thing by any means, so not something I can do at this moment, but it's something to think about if I, you know, eventually start looking a little bit older with my skin, for sure. I've been trying to be a lot more gentle with the way I apply my makeup or take off my makeup as well, just to avoid too much tug and wear and tear on my skin. I'm gonna slightly drag the contour down just a tiny bit, not too much because you don't want it to look like your face is dragging. And then I'm actually gonna do a little bit under here, even though you're not gonna see too much with my forehead because I did just recently cut my bangs again. I was growing them out, but I just feel like the way my hair's looking right now, I'm just not a fan. And so for it to blend a little bit better, I think I need to like get full on layers, and then I can start to like grow my bangs out. That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, I was not expecting to take so much time off. I just couldn't be bothered to do anything after work except for like splat, or I recently started playing games on my phone, which is like something I never really ever did unless we were like on a trip on a plane for a long time. But I don't know. I feel like it's helping me kind of disconnect sometimes from like some of the other stuff that I have going on, like with work. You know, I feel like it's just a little baby escapes. And it's fun, even though I do get very frustrated with it sometimes. Basically, that's all I will do after work is like, you know, make dinner or not make dinner, and then splat on the couch, maybe watch something or play on my games and just kind of like decompress and try to forget about how crazy work has been. And it's been a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. But I want to be using my time in a better way, like having better time management and being more efficient with the things that I do and how I use my time. So that's why I figured I would film a video today because it's been too long. Oh, and the blush that I just put on, this is the Milani Berry Amore. If you are an OG, you know that this was one of my all-time favorite blushes back in the day. I used to love wearing this, and I bought this one, I don't really remember when, but I found it in my makeup and I was like, oh, hold up, I actually really like this blush. I just started using it again. And then to set my face, I'm using this powder. So far it seems okay. I've never used this brand before, Koki. I got this in one of my Ipsy bags. And again, like I said, I'm trying to utilize any of my Ipsy stuff before I go and buy anything else, because what's the point of having Ipsy if you're just gonna go and buy more stuff instead of trying new things, right? That's why I figured I would give this one a try. And so far I am liking it. Like I do think it's a pretty good, very like lightweight, soft, fine milled powder, and it doesn't feel too heavy or cakey on my skin, which I appreciate. I was gonna do a stain, but I guess we're not doing that today. And then I like to just kind of do a little bit of contour under the chin here, because your girl still has a little bit of a double chin, but that's okay. And then I do a little bit on the nose to help with that contour, and then we can take this and use this as the lid color today. I've been using this as the lid color pretty often. It's like my little staple because I just feel like it helps look a little bit more, I don't know, it's like an effortless put together, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to do too much and you don't have to use a ton of products. It's really just like using your bronzer slash contour for everything, and I think it makes such a huge difference. That's why I like it. So I use it to obviously do like a little contour on the face, and then I will use it for my eyeshadow. Yeah, I don't know what else has really gone on besides just being like so incredibly busy. Honestly, that's all it's been, is like I just feel like I haven't had a chance to breathe or get my head above water when it comes to work, that I feel like it's bleeding into my everyday life. And I feel like that's kind of what made me unknowingly or subconsciously like shut down when it comes to doing other things like my videos. I feel like for me, I always have to have some kind of like creative outlet, or I start to get, I wouldn't say it's like, no, I mean, it probably is like a slight depression. Like if I'm not doing something that allows me a way to like have some sort of an outlet, then I do fall into like a little bit of a depression, and I start to like not really care about like anything, and that's not a fun feeling. That's why I need to get back into it and get myself back on track. Oh, and speaking of being back on track, so that's another thing, is my workout schedule has been a little bit of a mess because I have not been able to do upper body in, I don't know how long it's been now, maybe like a month and a half, because I was doing upper body even with me being a little bit hurt, but then I was like, you know, I don't want to like completely injure myself to a point where like I'm gonna be out of working out for months and months. So I stopped doing anything that would cause pain. But 4th of July weekend, I don't know what it was, my shoulder started hurting really bad, and I thought it was just maybe like I pulled something and it was just uncomfortable and it would get better, but we're September 1st and it's still hurting, so that's not normal. And I have to schedule to get like x-rays and stuff done just to make sure that I obviously I don't think there's any kind of like broken bones, but in order to do anything that's like muscular and looking at like the tendons and stuff, my doctor said like I would have to do an x-ray first to be able to get like an MRI on it. So I got to get that scheduled out so that I can see somebody. That way if it's something that needs to be repaired outside of like physical therapy, I can get that taken care of, or if it's something that I should just get, you know, physical therapy, then I know what route to take. So that has not been fun because I'm gonna be honest, I love a good back day and I have not been able to do back and biceps. I did do biceps like the other day just to see if I could, and I wasn't really feeling any pain with this, but as soon as I started kind of doing stuff where like chest press, it was hurting, and then I was doing like arm raises. I went out obviously to the side, that hurt really bad, but when I went out to the front it wasn't as bad. So I did get to do like a little bit, but I didn't want to test it, so I stopped. But overall, like I just have not really done anything when it comes to upper body because I just don't want to get injured. Oh, really quick, this is the Beauty Creations. Look at how pretty this is. This is the Beauty Creations eyeshadow in Oh Hey. It is so pretty. I bought it when we were out in Long Beach because the mall out there actually had a Beauty Creation store, and that was the first time I ever seen a Beauty Creation store, and I was like, oh, I need to go in there. So I got that, I got a lip liner, and then I got a blush, which I actually should have used that blush today, but I forgot. This is the blush that I got. This is Desert Rose. Such a pretty color. And then the lip liner that I got is Shake It Like Jelly. Very pretty color. Oh my gosh, that reminded me of like, do you remember being a kid and like doing this with a pencil, and you would do it, I don't know if it was like fast or slow, but it would make the pencil look like it was a wiggly pencil. That's what that just reminded me of. Anyway, I used that all over the lid, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of this. This is the Seraphine Botanicals First Light highlighter in Melon Sorbet. I also got this from Ipsy. So again, just trying to utilize all my Ipsy products. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit going down the bridge of my nose and then doing my little top of my nose. I don't know, I just really like doing that. I don't know if it really does too much for me, but it's something I like. And then we're just gonna do a small wing. I've been trying to do these very like wispy thin lines, but I don't know, it's really hard, and I feel like I need to like practice more on how to do eyeliner again, because I kind of just know how to do eyeliner the way I've always done it, but I really like the look of that very like, it's almost like it goes from like thicker to super thin and wispy at the end. And I think a lot of times they actually start from the outside and go in and then fill it in, but I always start from the inside and go out. So definitely something I'll have to try out. I'm gonna have to bring this closer, and you guys already know I can't talk and do liners, so do this one, and then I'll probably just do my liner and come back because this is gonna be a mission for me. Hopefully that looks even. I'm gonna say it is, but now I'm gonna just curl my lashes, and I'm gonna use two different mascaras. I'm using the Maybelline Bubble Colossal Mascara, which everyone on TikTok was talking about this one and saying how amazing it was, and honestly guys, I would not waste my money on it if I was you. I did waste my money on it, but I don't think that I would buy this again. I'm just using it because I want to get rid of it, but I don't think it's that good. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like the hype that other mascara got. I forget what it was called, but it was that one that everybody was using, and then I did a little like TikTok versus reality situation with it, and it wasn't that good. So I feel like that's kind of the case with this one. It's really not that good, but I wouldn't say that it's a bad mascara. I just think like if you're wanting the look that this claims to have, unless you have super long lashes, like you're not gonna really get that look. Just FYI, if I'm being for real with you guys. So I'll do a coat of this one, and then I'll kind of let it dry a bit, not like all the way down, just a bit, and then I'll do the other one on top. This one I feel like is pretty good for volume more so than length, unless like I said you already have pretty long lashes. And then the other one that I have I think is really good for length. I know this is not like a crazy makeup look or anything that's super different than my norm, but more than anything, I just wanted to like give you guys an update and then try a few of the little tips and tricks that I've learned in the last few months that I've been off of YouTube. And I think that these honestly have been helping me look a lot more refreshed. I feel like, I don't know if it was just my heavy hand with the blush or what, but I feel like when I would have the blush like on the apples of my cheeks, it could kind of drag it down a bit and it made me look a little bit older. But I feel like putting it up higher on the cheekbones has really helped to give a more of like youthful look and appearance. And then obviously brightening the under eyes, but not caking it up. If you have not invested in a color corrector slash eye brightener, you should totally do it. I think this one is like $6, so it's not like it's super expensive, but I would definitely purchase that again once I run out. But you saw how little I had to use. Like this little jar will probably last quite a while, so I think it's a good purchase for sure. But yeah, now you guys can see that I'm going in with, this one is the Sephora Instant Curl and Lifting Volume Mascara, which I don't think it really does a whole lot for volume, but I do think it helps with lifting and lengthening. And I try to go over it a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't get super clumped. So for lips, while I let the mascara dry, I think I'm just gonna do the Beauty Creations one that I told you guys about. So this one is called Shake It Like Jelly. I like this one because it's like a very mauvey pink, but it has a lot of that brown undertone to it, and it's like a very warm brown undertone, so I feel like that's a really good color for my skin tone. But I also think it's good for fall since it's right around the corner. And also their lip pencils are super creamy and I feel like they last a long time and they're inexpensive. If you're looking for a good lip liner, I would definitely say check out Beauty Creations lip liner because it's really nice. I'm just gonna throw a gloss over it. This is the Essence, I don't even know what it's called because it already came off the bottle, but this is from Essence and it's called Summer Punch. And it's just like a light clear pink gloss. And I love it because it almost feels like a lip oil more so than a lip gloss, but it does give really glossy lips. I'm gonna put a little bit more blush on just because why not? I feel like for me, blush is like the first thing that goes away. Or when my face starts to like eat my makeup away, I feel like blush is the first thing to go. So I just throw a little bit more on. And then I'm gonna spray my face one more time. And it's okay if you get your lashes wet, just don't soak them. But I learned another little tip where if you spray your setting spray onto your lashes, it will actually help to hold the curl better. I feel like my lashes don't hold curl in general, but I do it just to, you know, have a little extra help. So I'm gonna spray my face further away this time so that it's more of like a light mist and it's not like drenching the mascara and making it bleed all over the face. But here is what we've got. And then we're just gonna let this dry and I'll come back once my face is nice and dry, curl my lashes with you guys and just kind of show you guys the finished look. Okay. I just did a quick little curl to my hair so that way you guys could see the whole vision. And like I said, I did cut my bangs again today, so they are very fresh, which usually they look a lot more like straight across and poofy. But once they start to grow out, it's a lot more normal. But let me curl my eyelashes so we can show off the completed look. So yeah, I curl them and then I put the mascara on and then I curl them again. Also, another tip, which I don't know if I've said this already in another video, but I stopped doing under eye mascara because they say that it can make you look a little bit older. If you're still trying to go for that more youthful look, not doing the under eye mascara is supposed to help. And then this is completely optional. I do this sometimes. I'll go in and just throw in some freckles with my little freckle pen. And I like to kind of focus them where I would do the contour because then you get like a little extra contour with your freckle pen. And this one I just get from Amazon. It's definitely one of the better ones that I've used. It's called D-Zone. And I've been kind of focusing them only on the nose and then only slightly bringing them out because again, you don't want to draw any more attention under the under eyes, especially with like darker products. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the makeup look and I hope that my little update was sufficient as to why I disappeared for the last 2 months. I truly apologize and I'm hoping that this can be the start of me getting back into my groove and recording videos and posting them for you guys because I still have a goal of trying to get partnered again by the end of the year, which is very close now. But I'm gonna try to like go full force and post my videos, and I have some exciting stuff coming that I don't want to talk about until it's like fully in action, but I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.